Good morning. Thank you so much for your reading. Actually, this reading is the first reading of 참무목양 in English, because it just came from Korea for the Bundokhae, victory celebration. Bundokhae. So this is first part of the 참무목양, and this is first translation in English, and this is the first place to read 참무목양 in English. I think this is an incredible gift from Mother to us, right? Yeah. And you can see that through this, brief history of the whole province, that you can come to understand that who is true parents. So today I want to share with you the topic of the which true parents. First of all, I want to really thank you to so many things for preparing the welcoming True Mother for the 50 years anniversary celebration of the anniversary of unification movement here in Europe. And as you know that the day is coming every day, closer and closer, and we don't have even 1 week left, So we are really work so hard to prepare everything for making this event great. And when we do the event, or when we do celebration, the most important thing for us to do is the concept. What is the concept of this event? What is the purpose? What is the concept of this? How do you say that the concept of this celebration of the 50 years of unification movement here in Europe? What do you say? What's the concept? If you ask me what is the concept, then I can say that this is the 50th birthday of the unification movement here in Europe. This is okay? Yes. Birthday, right? Birthday. So you have a 50 years birthday, so which is so significant, right? Half century. Since the true parents planned our movement here in Europe, it has been 50 years. Now we have to think about all the things happens in the past of 50 years. And that is the story. We have to think about all the stories, right? In the 50 years, during the 50 years. So we have to make the history. So we collect all the stories of all nations and all the elders. So we made a book, which is the history. That's very, very important, right? So for doing this, as you know, the Peter Staudinger was working so hard for the last several years, every day, without taking any rest. Even in a home, even Sunday, doesn't matter. He was working every day for making this book. You have a saint here in Austria. Saint Peter. And then the history is the past. So you are not going to just think about the past. You have to think of the future. So we have to make a plan for the future. So when we think about the past, as you know, that already we read this morning, that for the past 50 years, we have been doing so much incredible things, which never done before. Even we don't realize how much our movement has been done. We don't know. Even think about Jesus' time. When their lifetime of Jesus' disciples, did they realize how much the province has been done at the time? Think about this world, Christian world. At the time, did they have any idea what kind of foundation they made with Jesus? So when we think about what we have done for the last 50 years with true parents, it's incredible thing. And think about the even outside world, secular world. For the last 50 years, after 60 years of true parents coming, true parents came here on us 1960, right? First time in whole history, the true parent events eventually came here on earth. Since then, you have been witnessing how much the world has been changed. I'm the one who have been witnessing so realistically, living in a country that is providential nation, which is Korea. 55 years old. 55 years, I was just 2 years old. No, it's 3 years old, 2 years old. I was born in 1957, so you can imagine, right? After just several years, true parents came here on us, right? And after that, I witnessed all the thing happens, changes. The central place of the province. When I was young, it was an incredible country. It was really, really poor. You cannot imagine the living in a country which is the second poorest country in the whole world at the time. Now you know what is the Korea, right? You have many times. You can imagine how much it has been changed. And also you can see that how much it has been changed. The whole world has been changed for the last 65 years. With this we can understand how much, who is the center of all these things? Who is the one who makes all this foundation for all this change? That's the true parents and our movement. So we did incredible thing. In the future, it's going to be much bigger than this, like Jesus' time. And the last 50 years, I think that all brothers and sisters here, you have been doing so much great things, so much sacrifice. Each one of you has really, really worked so hard. 1991, I came to Europe first time, as a missionary. It was, for me, it was really, really, so much, that I was so moved by the brothers and sisters, like the sacrifices. First day, right at the next day, after arriving, next day I was become the captain of the 40 days fundraising team. European 100 team, right? European continent 100 team. So I did captain for the 40 days fundraising team. So I really substantially, experience all the brothers and sisters has been doing. And then even though we all work so hard, but who is the one who works most for the last 50 years of this Europe in the unification movement? Who do you think is the most? Who is the one? True parents, right? True parents are the ones who did most. Heavenly parents and true parents. Without them, we are not here. Right? We are not here, and you cannot sit here. Many of you, second generation, was not born here, was not even born on this earth. Right? So you should think about all the things without true parents. So we can understand that true parents is the owner and what's the main character. All this for this ceremony, right? And true parents is the main character. So we have all this concept of the celebration of the 50 years anniversary of unification movement is that the owner and central main character is true parents. So what we are doing is to appreciate to true parents their sacrifice and they're doing for the last 50 years. That's the concept. Then you have your birthday. What do? This is my birthday. So I'm the owner of this birthday, right? Everybody's congratulating, happy birthday to you, and making cakes and doing all these things. And who is the owner of the birthday of yourself? Do you think you are the owner? No, parents are the owner. What did you do for your birthday, for your birth? Did you work so hard to come out? Yeah. Did you work so hard? No, your parents did. And if you are born, even you are born, you never said thank you. Even though your parents really worked so hard for the last 10 months, mother was really sacrificing. So much sacrifice, and then the moment who gave birth is like a life-risking moment. And after birth, so much, then you are born, and you never said thank you. And what you did was crying. Whenever you are needed, you just cry, right? So now celebrating birthday is, I'm the owner, so everybody has to say, congratulations to your birthday. That's not the thing. That's not the right culture. We have to think about without parents, who is the owner of our parents? The best present for our birthday is presence of our parents. Right? Think about how much grateful if you have your parents at your birthday who gave your life and has been sacrificed so much to bring you up. Without parents, you cannot be here. You cannot celebrate the birthday. And when we, like now, we are going through all the providence up to the point of true parents, right? It's very, very good explanation of the true parents. So who is true parents? But to understand, still I don't think I understand the true parents yet. And also, when you want to understand true parents, you have to understand what is the parents. If you don't understand what is the parents, you cannot understand true parents. If you don't understand true parents, you cannot understand heavenly parents. Then for me, when we study, we try to understand the meaning of the vocabularies, right? Concept. Whatever you study, you study mathematics, and you have to study the meaning of each vocabularies. Whatever you study, philosophies and music, whatever you study, you have to understand the meaning of all these vocabularies. And you have so much vocabularies in your dictionary. And among big dictionaries, what is the vocabulary is most difficult to understand for you? For me, the most difficult difficult vocabulary for me to understand is the parents. I never understood. Every day, I realize bit by bit. The first time when I was educated by my father, who is the Confucius teacher, the first thing he taught me was this: parents gave you life, and parents brought us you up. Without parents, you cannot be. You owed your parents so much that is the bigger than the whole universe. Even you sacrifice your life 1,000,000 times, you are not enough to pay back what you owed to your parents. That's what he taught me. That's the most important teaching. I've learned so many things after that, right? I went to school, and then I studied mathematics and science, and I studied, all the way, and even graduate course, and I studied theology and everything. But that is nothing is more important than that. The most important thing, the lesson, was taught when I was just 5 years old. I never forget. I cannot remember most of the things, right? But I could not forget. The thing is that my father taught me that your parents gave you life. Your parents brought you up. Without parents, you cannot be. Recently we have many difficulties, and especially from the true children. Then someone told to true mother that, why don't you please embrace 형제님? Please embrace 형제님. Why don't you embrace 형제님? And she said that he's the one I gave birth through cutting my belly. True mother, gave birth 4 true children with cutting her belly, right? Medically, just you can do only 1 time. You can't do twice. One of the 4 is 형제님. So, as a mother, how much do you think she wants to embrace the children? You know that even second generation, when you have your own children, you know that how much you want to give, you want to do everything for your children. You can do everything for your children. More than anybody else. When parents are the ones who gave our life, and parents are the ones who brought us up. And you know that how difficult. You just to bring your children up. It's an incredible job. There's no more difficult job than raising the children. There's nothing more difficult than that. And then when we raise our children, we come to realize that, who is my parents? One time I asked to my, I remember all the time that every night that we was sleeping in the arm of my mother. Mother was sleeping like this. Everybody was competing, straight, mother sleeping like that. day job, and then they slept in the, everybody like this and everybody. We have 6. I have 4 brothers and one sister, and all of them want to sleep. And then I remember that, and one day I was trying to do that with my children. I have one less, than with my mother. That my sister is the last one, of the 6, and I have 4 sons and then 1 daughter. Which daughter is the last one, So I just have one less. Then with my father, and then I try to give my arms to my children. And even I can't stand even 10 minutes, It's so painful. So I push them out. And I asked to my mother that, so I remember that we always slept in your arm. And I tried to give my arms to my children. It was too painful that even I can't do that 10 minutes. And how did you do that? My mother says that I was too tired. My mother was too tired to feel that pain. Can you understand? That's the mother. That's the parents. And then when they grow, become adult, and now I can do everything, right? I can do everything. I don't need mother. I don't need parents. I can make money. I can do. But think about it. Do you think the parents is still doing something for you? What is that? The parents is always worrying the children. Is that so? Always worrying. 90 years old mother is saying to 70 years old son, saying, watch out the car. Yeah? That's the mother's heart. Physically growing up doesn't mean that you don't need your parents. Mother is the parents is always worrying and worrying. And pray so hard. The most religious person is the parents and mother. Whatever they believe, it doesn't matter. Right? Most serious prayer than anybody is the mother and the parents. The form is not so important. How serious and how much, with the heart, to really pray so hard. Pray is not just like, happy parents. That's not the pray. Of course, that's the pray. But the most important prayer is in your heart, in your own heart. If you really serious want, then that's the prayer. That's the most powerful prayer. Even you can save the person who is dying with a sincere prayer, sincere heart. If you're desperate, it can be different from Christianity prayer and Buddhist prayer, but that doesn't matter. The most serious, most strong prayer is parents' prayer. The whole day, 7 days a week. Even you are old. And then, now my parents passed away. Both parents have passed away. So do you think that my parents are still praying for me or not?
Yes.
They are still praying in the spirit world. Pray so hard. Sometimes I feel that. I practice. So whenever I have a difficult time, now I'm struggling a lot. And after that, I feel something that I feel so comfortable. And something is feeling that somebody's really embracing me and saying that, don't worry, you are going to make it. I had that feeling. feel it. That's my parents, my ancestor. So never ending. Never ending. So that when I was young, and then probably you also heard from your parents many times that sometimes when you hurt your parents, then they will say, in Korean it's like, 너도 자식 낳아라. What is in German? Please translate. 너도 자식 낳아라.
Okay.
너도 자식 낳아라. Then you will understand. I always, it comes to my mind. Whenever I understand something, that saying is coming to my mind all the time. So whenever I went through the difficulties with my children struggling, and then I have to see all my children going through, every time they are going through very, very difficult times. And I have to watch, and I have to pray deeply. Cannot be more desperate. And if I am desperate like that to gospel, probably I did so many things. But actually, frankly speaking, I was most desperate when my children was struggling. Then my mission. Sorry to say that, but I have to say the truth. Right? So so still, I do not know my parents. Of course, I can understand by like knowledge or something, definition, or I don't know if you see the vocabulary, dictionary. I don't know what the description of the meaning of the parents, but that is nothing. You have to understand the definition of parents is that the one who gave you life. Without having life, what can you have? What is that thing? Anything. The most precious thing, was given by parents. Parents is not just one of many. Family. Oh, it's like we have parents, and I have we have brothers and sisters all together. It's like 5 or 6, 5, for example. In my family, right? We are parents, and my children have 5. Okay, so it's like, let's do the democratic way. Let's vote. When we make a decision, because parents is just one of many. Do you think is that correct? No, absolutely not. Parents is not one of many. It's like, I do not know yet. I do not realize yet, of my parents. Who is my parents? I do not know yet. That you can understand, I can understand how difficult to understand the meaning, or not just to understand, but to realize. Different from knowing and, awakening, right? You really, sometimes you know, but you don't feel, you don't realize something. Many people know that you study, so you need to study hard, right? The old student. But how much do you realize the need to study? If you really realize the need of the study, and you are going to study. But if you just know, that is not enough. So the realization of parents' heart is the way to grow. Some people are immature because they don't realize the parents' heart. The people are immature because they don't realize true parents' heart. People are not mature because they don't realize the heart of heavenly parents. When we know our parents, now we can start to understand the true parents. Just if you know, just what's the difference from true parents and our parents, right? What's the difference? There's one more thing, that is the charm, right? Which is true in the English. Parents is safe, but true parents has a charm. Yeah? So what is the meaning of charm then? What's the meaning of true? Of course, there's many ways to explain, but for me, is to understand the true parents, which the foundation of our parents, is that our parents is loving us so much, like I said, but not to other people. I love my children so much, and I am very desperate. I'm very serious. I have not perfect, but I have a powerful heart to my children. Absolutely living for the sake of others. I can die for my children, but not others. That's the difference. That's the difference. True parents are the ones who love all the people of the world. So they even sacrifice their own children for saving all the people of the world. Throughout the providence of history, you can see that God has been sacrificing Abel for saving the king all the time. That's the meaning of true. Can you sacrifice your own children to save other people? No. That's why I cannot say I'm the true person. I am having an incredible heart to my children, but not to others. That's the difference from ourselves. I'm the parents for my children. Then I myself is completely different from true parents. What is happy parents then? Happy parents is the invisible parents of true parents. So when we have the birthday, what do you have to do? First thing you want to do is invite your parents, right? And you want to really appreciate your parents. And be grateful, appreciate and offer, And if you cannot have your parents coming, then what do? You want to have very nice everything preparation for welcoming to your parents, and then always you see children want to bow down to parents, and then there's thanks to parents and all, But your parents cannot come, and you have to go to your parents' place. Is that correct? Yeah. And if you have a very important annual birthday, birthday is more important than the Christmas. Christmas is somebody else's birthday, right? But think about your own birthday. Did you do that? And even if your parents cannot come, then you have to call your parents and say that thank you so much. But most of the time, I can see that parents call their own children happy birthday. But children did not call to their parents. So we have a 50 years birthday. Last year, 94, it was 49, I'm sorry, not 44. 49th anniversary celebration we had in Vienna. I still remember that many second generation was working so hard to prepare, and it was wonderful ceremony. And still you can remember that why I said that next year is the 50th anniversary. Let's do a big, big celebration, right? And that wish, that word, really, really realized. True parents is coming with so much blessing. It's nothing is more great for us to have true parents here in Europe, for our birthday of European movement. You cannot imagine how great it is. And mother is not coming. It's not just coming. She wants to do so much things to appreciate the working for all the members, right? She asked me that. She told me that I'm going to bring 50 items of my personal things. So I want to give them, right? And then I have to, find out how to do that. And then I suggest that 20 for the elders of the elders of this European movement, and 20 for the people who accomplished so much. Of course, everybody worked so hard. Every one of the members has been working so hard. But we cannot give all of them, right? So parents cannot give them all of them. So we have to categorize too. So 20, and then the 10 for the butterfly, that they real people that went to the eastern country. Already they have a word in Korea, but at this time there's true parents is giving the personal things. That's why I was saying that those people can be, the 10 people can be the ones who can receive that items. So they become 50. And later sometime that headquarters called me saying that true mother want to give some special things to European members. So you have to select 20. So it's very hard. It's like a blessing, but it's very hard to decide who is going to to choose the 20, right? Because everybody, so many people are deserve to receive, and then think about as a leader to decide 20. And I think so many people, I'm some kind of, I don't want to say, but kind of, in a way that I do not, I want to give everybody. And then mother want to give special recognition of the people, the members of the world, that 50 people, special gift for the 50 people. Among the 50, mother is going to give 20 to European members. Mother is going to give 20 here and to the northeast region here, because they are more difficult to go to Las Vegas and then come here, so they are going to receive here together. And all the others is going to receive in Las Vegas. 28 people. So you can imagine that how much mothers really, really want to give. And just the day before yesterday, headquarters, one day before mother's leaving to Europe, the headquarters called me that Dr. Kim, Mano Kim, who is the Secretary General of the FFWP International, called me saying that mother want to buy one COP center in Europe. What is the best place you have to recommend? I said right away, I said Paris. I'm sorry that I did not say the Vienna or Innsbruck or something. But think about, I was always worried. I was really concerned that all the others, I was trying to solve the problems, financial problems everywhere, and then I want to help. But I was worried all the time that Paris, there's nothing. No. there's there's a chatillon, and then there was salt, and then after that, it's really difficult. And I was thinking, how to help them, That's my prayer. That was my prayer. And then, if we have a center in Paris for using the COP Center, and then for the office of UPF and Women's Federation, and Witnessing Center, and church, and for the event, lecture place. That's perfect, right? Most cost effective. I was studying business management, so I was always saying that cost effective. So that is the most cost effective investment. So I said right away that Paris, we need. And then he said, how much do you need? I was supposed to say that like $10 million or something. But I don't have that much big guts, So it's I'm always worrying about true parents, True parents is going to give everything, Sometimes true parents doesn't have even money, 1 penny, and then even, I saw many times they even the purse and they give everything, Sometimes asking the children, do you have money? Nowadays it's it's a very difficult time because yen is very low, right? Very low. So you mean what that means, right? Japanese members don't eat, and yen is so low. So you can understand how difficult situation now. But mother is thinking about Europe, what to give. And I only, for me it's big money. But I was very struggling to say 1 million euro. Because we have one brother donated 300,000 euros, and we have 3,000 euros we have in the deposit. So we have 600,000 euros. So if we true parents give the 1 million euro, probably we can not buy enough big enough one, but we can buy somehow this one in the Paris. So I said, just come out the 1 million euros. And the next day, right away, called me that, mother approved.
Great.
The point is not the money. The point is the heart. True mothers really, really want to give. I could feel them. The reality is that we have to offer to true parents, right? Because we are the ones who owe so much to true parents. This is incredible. My parents is always trying to give. There's many cases that the children who was Korean Americans who was raised in America, which their Korean parents, is they are struggling because their parents want to give something, right? And they say, I make enough money. Why? I don't want to be received from my parents. They try to give everything, like something. But they will say, oh, don't give me. I'm not appreciating what you're giving because I am independent. I can make money myself. I don't want, And they're kind of struggling to receive that. And then when they come to Korea to live several years, and they realize that to receiving is also very important. Receiving from parents is the way to do the filial piety. Because that is the way to make parents so happy. You want to give something to your children, right? Even you have. We give so much like pocket money to our parents, old parents, and they don't use that money and make somewhere all the time, and they give all of them when their grandchildren comes. They give all of them. They don't use all these things. That's the parents. Think about if your grandparents want to give you, and grandchildren, if you no, I don't need. That's not the right way. So you can understand that we receive true parents' blessing. It's the greatest thing. But should not forget that we are the ones who has to give to true parents. There's one story that long time ago in China, there's one boy, not too old, but one boy, was really, really filial son to his mother, own mother. And then everybody knows. And then the news was reached to the person who lived some far away, who lived in a far away, the rich guy, rich man, heard that story. There was some far away. There was some boy who is living with old mama, and he's really taking care of the, and the as a filial son. And then he invited him, and make a big feast, and then please eat, and then when he finished eating, then he came to bow down to the rich man to say thank you, goodbye, right? When he bowed down, so here there's many like orange, pure, I don't know, that's a tangerine or something. It was throwing up, like this, and then the rich man was angry because I gave so much food for you, and you ate, and now you still have some hide something, And then how could you do that? He was angry and said to him that, how could you do that? And he said that I didn't eat anything. Because how could I eat? My mother is hungry. My mother cannot eat this delicious food. How come this food can go through my throat? I couldn't eat anything. That's why I just brought these things, because my mother likes so much. And then he was so moved, right? So he really gave so much things for the boy. That is the right heart. That is the right heart. That is the real human being. That is the right way. That's the teaching. School doesn't teach that. School doesn't teach anything, which is a very, very important thing. So it's when we have our parents coming to our house, this is the only chance for us to teach our parents. Of course, that we are doing so much things, but when we have our children directly, physically coming to us, we don't know how many times children has coming, because probably for the last several years, father's time, there's many providential speeches and so many things, But now, Chumada is not going to do the providential speeches speaking to us. So only the Chumada can come when the parents can celebrate something. So parents is coming to Europe for celebration of the 50 years. I don't know Chumada is going to come to celebrate the 60 years. We will be so happy, but we can understand that how important for us to attend church parents this time. So when I try to understand my feeling and my realization, that I really felt that I am very shocked, and long way to go to the point where I'm supposed to have. I mean, in heart, in heart. So I was really repenting, and so I just say to all brothers and sisters that the most important thing for us to have this 50 years birthday, movement here in Europe, is to have that heart with understanding who is true parents. Not only understanding, but also to realize and feel who is true parents. Parents are the ones who sacrifice and sacrifice and sacrifice and never play. And parents are always worrying, and pray deep and deep. or you cannot believe anybody else in your life. Anybody can betray you at some point. Well, if they don't need you. But parents never betray you, never leave you. That's the parents. That's the true parents. That's the heavenly parents. Thank you so much. Can I pray? Okay. Our loving heavenly parents and true parents, heaven and earth and humankind, we are grateful to have this wonderful day with brothers and sisters, to share with you word of you. Here in Vienna, many brothers and sisters are really working so hard to prepare for the celebration of the 50 years anniversary of the European movement. And we have been understanding that how much that true parents has been investing and sacrificing so much for this continent and for this country, with all the prayer, all the sacrificial parent heart, even today. But still, we are very much sure that we do not know who is true parents, and we do not realize that who is true parents, and we do not even feel the even dint of true parents' heart. So we are very sorry to our true parents and heavenly parents that we are the children who are not matured enough. Even after you taught us and raised us up for 50 years, still we felt that we have a long way to go. Please forgive us. And I wish all brothers and sisters, we really want to do our best to welcome our children to do something, even just a little bit. There's no way we can do enough for our children. There's no way. But we want to do something, even a little bit. So with all our heart and dedication, your brothers and sisters are really work so hard to welcome our children here in Vienna. So please help us to do everything to have with a warm children's heart to receive our children. I report all these things in my name, Rev An, a blessed family. Amen.